Okay, so I know I've already made a whole review on this fight, but I want to make a separate video on this saying that I really do believe that Sebastian Fundora should give Tszyu the rematch. I feel like it's a must. We saw Tszyu battering Fundora around the ring in those first two rounds before the elbow to the top of the head, which was then flowing right down into Tszyu's eyes, affecting his vision for the rest of the fight. I mean, yeah, he kind of did lean into it, but let's be real as well. Tszyu's Cutman must get sacked or whoever, whatever, to be fair, because he was literally not even putting any pressure on the cut to get rid of it or not getting rid of it flowing into his eyes. It was just pathetic stuff. So, they're at fault. But look, when something like that happens in a boxing fight, I feel like the fight should be called off. I feel like the fight should have been stopped and awarded a no contest. Simple as that, in my opinion, when something like that happened. We've seen things like that, which are nowhere near as bad as what we saw happen to Tszyu's head the other day due to like illegal blows, and nothing's happened. When something like that happens, which is extremely bad, then we've seen stuff not nowhere near as bad get called off, and nothing happened there. That's what I'm trying to say. Nothing happened there, and we've seen things that are nowhere near as bad get called off, and that didn't. So I feel like it's so strange, to be fair. Because let's be real, Tszyu would have got him out of there if it wasn't for that elbow and if it wasn't for that blood flowing right down into his eyes, affecting his vision. It would have. I've heard they're ordering Crawford and Fundora, though. Like, I don't want to see that fight. I want to see Tszyu Crawford, if anything. That's the fight. Or Boots Crawford's the real one to make. Or, like, I'd rather see Spence versus Tszyu than Spence versus Fundora. It's just, he's got a simple style for those two. Well, three: Boots, Fundora, Boots, Spence, and Crawford. Fundora's got a simple style for them. Tszyu can actually, cause a few issues here and there, to be fair. I'm not saying he'd win the fights, but he could cause issues. Fundora would not be able to do that. And we saw the other day that Tszyu was going to win that fight. He had the game plan set, and he was absolutely setting him up with some big ones and busted up Fundora really early on in that fight, in those first two rounds. And then the unfortunate incident happened, and it completely changed Tszyu, like it would to any fighter if they were in that situation. If that happened to any fighter, then, they wouldn't have been the same for the rest of the fight. And again, like, that was really bad and should have been called off. I don't know why it wasn't. I don't know why the doctor wasn't firmly looking at that and didn't call it off, because it should have been called off as soon as that happened. As soon as that happened, it should have been called off. Simple as that. Really disappointing stuff to see, to be fair. I think I think that was bad on everyone's side. I think it was bad from Tszyu's corner, not saying anything about it. And I think it was bad from the doctor. I think it was bad from the referee as well. I think it was bad from all parties, to be fair, for not calling that fight off, calling it a no contest, going another day. And yeah, instead of, just ended up getting schooled. But we all know why it did happen. Tszyu would not have got schooled if it wasn't for that elbow onto that forehead. And yes, let's be real, it kind of was Tszyu's own fault that did happen. These things happen. But no matter what and whose fault it was, Fundora's elbow still went into Tszyu's head. That's the thing. His elbow, well, it was it was both. Tszyu was landing into it, and then Fundora dropped his elbow down onto his head. So, like, these things, I get these things happen, but when these things happen, you call them off. That's the thing. So, yeah, I think it's really disappointing stuff, to be fair. It is. I think Tszyu wins a rematch. 100% he does. I mean, look, credit to Fundora. Did what he needed to do after the elbow. But, I don't think we all look at Fundora as the true winner there. I just don't think you can. No matter what you say, the elbow was the thing that cost Tszyu the fight. He would have got a knockout inside 6 if it wasn't for if it wasn't for the elbow. It's as simple, like, you can't deny it. People will and say, oh, Fundora schooling, what you're talking about. But the reality is that elbow massively impacted the fight and massively impacted Tszyu's performance. And there's no hiding away from that fact, in my opinion. That happened, and something should be done about it. But no, I just think boxing is just it's all over the place at the moment with the judging, the refereeing. Now we got the blade doctors and and that's a referee mistake as well, letting that whole fight continue. Yeah, I do think I mean it looked like when the doctor was talking to the ref the first time, it looked like keep an eye on that. He was like whispering to him, keep an eye on that, and then but just looked like he wasn't. There was not enough attention drawn to that fact that Tszyu's head was absolutely screwed. Like that, the doctor should have been checking way more often. I think he checked like twice, but again, it's just awful from all sides, I feel like. But yeah, that's what you get with boxing at the moment. But yeah, this stuff needs to be fixed. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, King. I'll speak to you in a bit. Thanks for watching. Peace out.